Hey guys, sorry it's taken me a hot second to actually sit down and make this video. I've been pretty busy the past few weeks. Like, I went to California and came back. I've been working. I've actually been working on a video for this channel. And also, I just wanted to be completely sure of what I'm doing before actually, like, making it. And now I feel like I am. So before I talk about what I want this year to look like for me, I'm just gonna mention that I'm not making a year-end list for last year. This kind of bums me out. I'm sorry if it bums anyone else out too, but I feel like there are a lot of reasons why I shouldn't. The first being that I'm quite behind on last year, and like catching myself back up on everything and just making the list as final as I feel like it can be will take me quite a lot of time. And then on top of that, I would have to go into the writing process, which would take a lot of time too, because like when I know I'm making a big creative project, I just have to go all out on it. Like, I can't not do that. So essentially, it's just gonna set me like really far behind for this year, and then I'm gonna have to deal with that. And I feel like I would rather just kind of start fresh from here. And then on top of that, I would just be covering a lot of albums that I've already covered in a decent amount of depth in my roundups or even a review last year. I think all the ones that are at the top of my list as it is now, I have pretty much covered. So I don't feel like there's a lot missing from my channel because I'm not making this video. But yeah, essentially next year I want to keep making album reviews. I want to make more this year than I did last year, hopefully. And I feel like the best way to do this and to like continue having them be well researched and full of imagery and metaphors and wordy and hopefully like creatively approached here and there is just to only pick up albums that I truly feel excited about. Because for whatever reason, like the past few years, it's more just been like if I have time in a week, I just pick up whatever just dropped. And I feel like this kind of leads to me questioning here and there like why this is the album that I'm covering if I feel just kind of lukewarm on it, because I do try to put like a lot of effort into like my actual reviews. So essentially, they might be coming out like more sporadically because like ultimately I just can't fucking cover everything that drops. And like I know this, but for some reason when I get into review mode, I just start to think like you're gonna cover everything, and like it's never worked out like that. And then because there are gonna be a lot of albums that I'm not covering in these full-fledged reviews, I'm gonna make roundups either like bi-monthly or every 3 months if I can't get to that. They'll be in the same style as my last three, maybe a little bit more casual, but I just feel like this is a way better way to like organize everything and have like a hierarchy for like what's the most important to me, and then like what I still care about but I don't want to like go all out talking about, and then like there are just gonna be albums that like I don't really care to cover at all. And then on top of that, when I do have the time, I want to make videos where I talk about how a specific artist has kind of like affected me personally in quite a lot of detail. And the only difference between like these videos and like album reviews will essentially just be that I'll let them be completely subjective, and like if I had to listen to an album of theirs that like was just in the exact right setting, or I had the exact right mindset going into and it kind of like changed the way I see them, I'll definitely incorporate that into the video and talk about it. Because honestly, with a lot of my favorite artists, I have had like these aha moments to where I've just started to see everything they've ever done in a new way, and like these realizations just feel so like deeply connected to who I am as a person to me. So I would love to just talk about them somewhere if people would want to hear about it. And then on top of that, if I get the time, I want to make like 1 or 2 best to worst. I don't know if I'll actually get to this, honestly, so I'm just gonna like keep it up in the air and not actually confirm that it's happening. But I like making these videos, and I haven't done one in a really long time, and I know people like to watch them. Like some of my most viewed videos have been best to worst. I actually started like a One of Tricks Point Never best to worst all the way back in the summer of 2019, which I didn't end up finishing, so that would be a pretty easy thing to just like pick up and finish. But I'm not gonna make any promises because I know I'm gonna have like more than enough to do with everything I've already talked about. So Yeah, I also just kind of want to talk about like some personal changes I'm making just so all of this will run smoothly, and don't feel like you need to like watch to the end of this video because that's pretty much what the rest of this will be, and I get that it's not going to be that relevant to most people, like it's just me talking about myself, but I would love to like have someone to say these things to, I guess. First of all, I want to take my mental health as seriously as I ever have, because like I know that there is actually something pretty severely wrong with me, and this is gonna keep posing problems if I don't like get it in check now. I did say in this post like I'm in excruciating pain right now, and that was absolutely true. In fact, I'm in excruciating pain a lot, and my life pretty much constantly feels like an emotional roller coaster. And I think I'm just starting to realize that this is actually like in my DNA. Like, it's not gonna change anytime soon. And I need to understand it as much as I can to like move forward with it and not have it just like ruin everything that I try to pursue. And I also just want to be more candid about it and like talk about it a bit more, because I feel like the only thing that ever helps people when they're in that terrible place is just knowing that they're not like super crazy and weird, and that like feeling the way that they're feeling is way more common than they think. And it's okay to allow it to be a part of you, but not kind of like rule your entire fucking life, you know? But then, like, on top of that, I also just definitely have a problem with not knowing my limits. Like, I've been terrible at this ever since I started this channel, honestly, and it's led to these just like epic burnouts. Like, I think I've had at least one every single year since I've started, and my only goal for this year is just to not have one of those and to dissociate as little as possible. So, I just need to get better at like knowing when I need to stop working on something, and when it's like, okay, you're feeling a little bit burnt out, but like you can push through to sort of reach that end fulfillment. In the past, I've literally just thought like, you need to push through everything, or else like, do you even really want this? Do you really care about this? Which is just bullshit. Like, obviously this channel isn't the only thing that like defines me as a person, and like, to go along with that, I kind of just want to like explore interests on a surface level. Like, I don't know jack shit about philosophy, but I've been reading a bit recently, and it's just like making me feel this excitement that I haven't felt for anything in a really, really long time. And on top of that, I just want to stay like as informed as I can on what's actually going on in the world, and just not get to a point where I'm like actually disconnected with that as well, because I just feel like that's generally a really bad thing. I think that's all I wanted to say. Thanks so much for watching my reviews and being patient with me, and just generally like giving me a place to express myself and fully feel like myself, because I never had that before, and it really does mean the world. So yeah, I'll see you in my next video, which should be in the next week or two.